There's 5 main ways to hold your frames still or your gears still so that they don't slide around and slip during making designs. There's just using your hands, holding it still. There's using a clipboard, number 2, to hold it still. Number 3 is tape or blue tack. 4 is weights of any sort, and 5 is magnets. So let's go through how these work really quickly, and then after that I'll talk about some of the drawbacks of each. Holding it still, just put your hand down around where you want it. Don't press too hard, because that'll make you tired faster, and then it'll be easier for it to slip. And just do the thing. This is better for shorter designs, and because if you're trying to do like a big complicated design, this hand is dedicated to here, because every time you let go, it'll probably slip a little bit. Okay, that's holding it still. Clipboard. Clipboard's great. Holds the frame and the paper stationary together, and works real good. The downside with this one is that, is that you've got limited positionability. So if you want to move stuff around, you can't always put it precisely where you want. Yeah, but it works good. It's really quick and easy to set up, and you've got some flexibility about where you can put that shape, but like you can't put the 96 wherever you want on the page. Yeah, so that's the clipboard. It's quick, it's easy, it's not gonna slip. Yeah. Next, tape and stuff. Let's talk about tape. So you'll want to use some sort of a masking tape. If you use like a Scotch tape or a packing tape or a duct tape, it'll just stick to the paper too much and it'll tear it. So for masking tape, take just like loops, and we're using the 72, so I'm gonna put the loops just around it and press it down. Don't make it too thick, and make sure it's pressed down good. One of the downsides with this sort of setup is that it can put a little bit of height between the frame, between whatever you're holding still on the paper, and so your gears can slip under. But as you can, it'll hold good. With tape, because it's a loop, it's easier to push it or to have the paper, the frame slide in that direction, like with the loop as if it's rolling, than like pushing the whole loop. So if you offset their angles a bit, it'll make it more robust. Hello, Lemon, are you here to help? Can't right now, kitty, sorry. All right, you can lie down nearby. Okay, so that's the tape, and it just comes off. Yeah, I don't have any blue tack. Blue tack's very similar to the tape. You put a glob on the bottom, glob, stick press. It works pretty good. Some blue tack leaves marks on paper. Some blue tack will, like some tape, will tear your paper as you pull it up. So check that before you really get into doing something big and complicated. Next, weights. Let's take away this clipboard entirely. Put some paper down here. Weights are lovely. They're easy to deploy. You can use actual weights if you got them, or you can just use big cans or a book or a rock, whatever you got on hand. And you'll see me putting my hand down. It's just habit. I will always support with a second hand if it's not needed for something else, partially because that's just my habits and it helps my hand relax somewhere, but like I don't need to. This can just do its thing. Weights are actually one of the better ones, I think, because they're really quick, they're really easy, and I guarantee you've got 3 kind of heavy things lying around your house, be it a book or a rock. I know there's actual like weights for doing sewing patterns or like little door stoppers with a felt bottom. They're all great. Okay, so that's weights. Now onto magnets. For magnets, you need a little bit more setup because you need a metal base. This red thing was sold as a erasable whiteboard. Lots of whiteboards have a metal backing, so that's an easy place to get a good sized sheet of metal. And I'll talk about magnet selection in a moment. This is the sort of magnet I most prefer. Let's add one more. There. Yeah, so magnets are tricky because they're pulling down. They don't protect against sliding as much. But if you really want more protection, you can just kind of wedge the thing in until it's not going to move to your heart's content. And I just keep using this 60 in the 72 because that makes nice little loops to show off lots of direction change and a moderately dense design. Ah yes, Lemon, you're stealing my loonie. That is the next topic. If your gear is just trying to slip up for whatever reason, you can just put a little weight on it. Coins are a little weight. And, you know, I'm not having problems in this example, but just put it somewhere. And it's also a good reminder, because if you go too fast, the coin will fling off. And so it can be a good reminder to just take it a little easy, be chill, relax. Slowing down and relaxing is the answer to most technique problems. So the weights just come off, and the magnets just come off. The fun thing about magnets is you can just go to the, you know, whatever hardware store you've got and buy a big piece of sheet metal, like I got here. It covers almost my whole table. And then your whole table can be your magnet surface. And I'm really going overboard with these magnets just to kind of show off options. I should have put paper under here first. I mean, you could draw on your table, but yeah, you've seen how the magnets work. I don't need to show it on this also. So, magnet selection. This bit's important. The bit in this product is this little silver puck. These are rare earth magnets or neodymium magnets usually. You can buy them bare. I don't recommend it. They are so strong that if you just let them clack together incautiously, they can shatter on impact. So I like the little metal cup that this has, because then they can't hit each other. I recommend at least a 10-pound pull magnet. I think these are closer to 20-pound. I don't quite remember. And that's pull force is just the force you need to pull straight up. That's the hardest way to take these magnets apart. You want to just tip them over, takes less force, and lift them up. Very easy to do. That's also why I like these cups, is they've got these little hooks. Some of them have little handles. They're available all over the place on Amazon in various shops. It's just so that you can magnet to a fridge or a wall. Also, the hooks unscrew so that if you need something more low profile, you know, because your hand has to go over it a lot of times, you can do that. Still easy to pick up. Yeah, I like big, strong magnets to hold stuff still, because like on metal to magnet, this is fine. But you're holding it up by 3 millimeters and some paper, so it's much less strong even at this distance. So a big, like 20, 25 pound pull magnet will give you good, won't be overkill. But, you know, work to your level of comfort. A bunch of these also really gets the job done, and you actually only need a couple to hold it still, and then a couple to hold it down, and a couple to really help it not slide around, because on the metal, it's much harder to slide these than on the acrylic. And that's how magnets can really make everything work well. Magnets are, like, if I'm doing something big and complicated, I will be using magnets. If I'm doing something slightly less complicated, I will either be using my hand if it's really simple, or some weights if it's medium complexity. It's all about for me, it's all about the effort of setup versus how long I'm going to be doing the thing and how certain I want to be that it's not going to move. That's the 5 main ways I can think of to hold the stationary thing stationary without slipping, and ideally hold the paper still too. Yeah, the tape and the putty are the only ones that are likely to be destructive if used wrong. All the others, you know, at most you'll get a slip, and you got to figure out how to cover that. Anyway, let me know if there's any details you want more talked about in the comments. Thanks for watching this long Hold Stuff Still video. Bye.